everyone, welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda and welcome to my August 2023 garden tour. I'm going to start right here with my chicks. I recently put this container out here to keep their food in because I was bringing the food out every day from the house, so I have ordered another one because we have two different foods that we're giving them. We give them the small chicks get a chick starter, and then the larger chicks get a calcium enriched food, and then we also keep their chick grit out here. So I'm going to need another container so it'll be able to hold everything. And I want to check to see how many eggs we have this morning. Okay, we got someone in here right now, so we're going to let her finish up, but we have been getting a lot of eggs. Okay, y'all, this is one of the Yoshima weeping cherries. And it has been a task to keep this tree going this year because, for one thing, it's in a container that it has been falling over all throughout the summer. And it drinks a lot of water. It needs a lot of water. And so it's just been a task keeping it going. But it's still going. I have two of them. And this is the other one. These are Yoshima weeping cherries. And there's some very beautiful trees, and they're more beautiful in the spring because during the summer, I mean, it has been a task to keep them alive. And this is my little lemon tree that I started from seed. This is one of my blood orange trees, and as you all may remember, I had a lot of trouble with this tree because it died back during the hard frost, but it seemed to have picked back up. So we're going to see if it's going to ever get any fruit on it, because I cut it back down to the graft union, and so what is growing now is growing mostly out of the graft union. So we'll see how it does, but it did regain its vicious thorns and everything. And this is my Don Juan rose. And it's still doing really good. Very beautiful. And this is another red rose that I have, and I don't see the tag to it. It is very beautiful. Y'all, this sunflower has done very good this year. I have got a lot of enjoyment out of this plant. I have thought about taking it out several times because it got so big and it was falling over, and I have been staking it one way and then the other, but I have gotten a lot of pleasure from this plant. I have really enjoyed it. It has been a beauty in my garden. I'm going to hate to take it out, but it will be coming out soon. But I will get all those seeds so that we can plant it again next year. And y'all, the bed that it is in has been overtaken by weeds. So I have a pepper plant right here. This is a jalapeno pepper. There is a tomato plant here. And I can't remember I can't remember the name of this tomato. But it has given me so many tomatoes, and they were so delicious. Then we have a purple pepper plant right here, and it has done very well also, but it is about to fizz out. It's growing way over here, and there are still some peppers on this plant, but I am going to eventually get in here and clean out this bed. I started to do it before I did the tour, but it is so hot that I didn't know when that was going to happen. So I just decided I want to go ahead and do the tour anyway. And this plant is a jalapeno plant, and it still is loaded with jalapeno peppers. So I guess today you all are getting to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. But sometimes it just has to be like that. It is not always going to be perfect in the garden. At least not in my garden. This is another pepper plant. And here is another tomato plant in this bed. So sooner or later I'll get in here and I'll find all the gems that are in this bed. But for right now, it's just gonna be like this. And this bed right next to it, the same thing goes for it. This bed is loaded with weeds, but it is loaded with peppers. I can see a big bell pepper back there. So I am not gonna do the harvesting right now, but there, you still can get fruit amongst all these weeds. This pepper is hard to resist right now because I love to get those red peppers. But I'm not gonna get them right now. And there are peppers all back in there. They are red and they look delicious. But right now, I'm not going to start harvesting. I am going to continue on this tour. And here is one of my sweet mint plants. And you know that they are very prolific, so I put them in containers so that they will not take over the garden. But as you can see, this one is starting to flower. So I will come out and harvest some more of it. I have harvested a lot of mint off of my plants. I've harvested a lot of herbs off all of my plants. Herbs have done very good this year, and we have enjoyed them. I have dehydrated a whole lot of them. I put some in the freezer. I've been making teas. So we have really enjoyed our herbs this year. And this garden is my asparagus bed. And it is loaded with asparagus ferns right now. And a lot of times I have came out recently and have been able to enjoy snacking on the asparagus because it is still growing. And I am also enjoying snacking on these ground cherries that are in this bed. And this is my ground cherry plant, and it is huge. And I've been getting a lot of ground cherries off of it, and I am tempted to get over there right now and dig for one, but I am not going to do it. And this marigold started out really slow, but it has picked up and it has been very beautiful in the garden. And there is also a tomato plant in this garden that is really getting wild right now, and I'm going to try to regain control of it very soon. I removed one a few days ago that was very wild. It was a cherry tomato that produced very, very small tomatoes, and I removed it from right back there, which I left a little small piece of it right there. But the plant was so invasive that it just had taken over this bed, so I removed it. This bed is one of the first beds that I started in the garden this season, and it was a new bed, and I have really enjoyed this bed. I have gotten a lot of eggplants from this bed this season. I mean, a lot. These eggplants are so prolific. I usually grow the Black Beauty, but I did not grow the Black Beauty variety this year, and I don't remember the name of this one, but as you see, it is the slender purple ones, and they are delicious. And there are a lot of tomatoes down here, and this is the Arkansas Traveler tomato. I think, let me look. There's a tag. No, this is the, I think this is the Celebrity. And then we have a ground cherry that has grown in this bed. And we have jalapeno pepper and also some pepperoncini in this bed. We also have some basil in this bed and sweet banana peppers in this bed. And there are some cherry tomatoes, which are the Sun Gold. There's also some oregano in this bed. Now y'all, this is where we get to the really ugly. This is the potato bed, and it is loaded with weeds. And I can barely see any potato plants emerging. But I am still hopeful that there are potatoes growing underneath all of this mess. So we're gonna see, because eventually this bed is going to have to get weeded, because this is the bed that I will be using to plant my garlic in, I think. So we will be getting around to weeding this bed and digging for potatoes. So we'll stay hopeful for that. And this is a pepper plant right here. This is a bell pepper plant, and it is in with a Sun Gold tomato, which will be getting pulled out very, very soon. I have enjoyed these Sun Gold tomatoes. And over here are a group of 5-gallon buckets that contain Cherokee purple tomatoes. This is a moringa tree. This one is a moringa tree also. Then we have some bell peppers. I think those are bell peppers. Let me see. It says a chili pepper, but that is not a chili pepper. It could be some form of chili pepper, but it's not the chili pepper that I'm used to. And there is another tomato here, and this one is a wonder pepper. Then this is a Paul Robeson that is on its way out. It still has some flowers on it, so we're gonna see. But some of these plants will be coming out soon. Now these over here, they look really good still. Got some yellow leaves at the bottom, but those are some I can prune off. And here is another blood orange tree that I purchased this year. Have some more tomatoes. I recently planted this cucumber in there with that tomato because I was not getting enough harvest from my cucumber plants. I also planted this one, and it is looking really bad right now. So we'll see if I pull it out or if I can put some fish emulsion on it and get it to come back. But this is this is the raspberry butterfly bush. And here is another group of plants, which are tomatoes that have some cucumbers planted at the bottom. This one is a Paul Robeson, and we have I don't see the label for this tomato plant. I also have some cucumbers planted in there, so hopefully we'll start to getting good production on those cucumber plants really soon. And we also have some fig trees. I have 2 fig trees. I have a celestial right here. It needs to get some of these dying back leaves from it. And also a brown turkey fig tree. This is a brown turkey. And it's got some figs on it. And I'm gonna try to start leaving my figs on longer. I had a friend to bring me some figs from her trees, and she has a tree that is really established and been established for a long time. And her figs were so much sweeter than mine are, and they were delicious. So I'm gonna try to start just leaving them on and see if that, if I can get some sweeter figs. Those have been delicious, but they just were not like hers. So we don't see. Got some flowers growing down here. And I'm not sure, I can't remember the name of this. Seems like I want to say it, but I don't want to call it the wrong thing. Here are some more cucumbers. This is some milkweed, and it's beginning to fizzle out. I've been really watering it. I may have watered it too much, but it was looking very beautiful about a week ago, but now it's beginning to fizzle out. And here is another milkweed. It's not looking that great either. But this is a dwarf Alberta spruce. You all see I started labeling my knives, my plastic knives, and I've been liking that. But this is a dwarf Alberta spruce tree. And that's the cucumber I just showed you all. And this is some more of my mint that I keep in container. It is already started to flower also. And this is my strawberry bed, which I started weeding last night, and I will continue to weed it some more because I did not finish getting the weeds out. But we have enjoyed this strawberry bed this season. It has given us a lot of strawberries, and it did really well, and this is the best strawberry year I've had. And so here's a little group of potatoes that I planted in 5-gallon buckets, and these are russet potatoes. And I took a broken raspberry and put it right there in the center. It has not done anything, but it's right there in the center. And here's my first year raspberry plant, and it has done very good. I mean, growing. I did not get any fruit from it, but it has grown a lot, so I'm excited about it. And y'all, my Japanese maple has done pretty good this year, considering how hot it has been and the different times that it has gotten blown over in the winds and everything. So I think that it's done very good. And this is a dwarf art, and it's done very good. The other one, not so much, but it is doing better because I went ahead and tried to save it. I could have just, started to go ahead and just get rid of it because it was doing so bad, but I went ahead and decided to keep it, and it looks better. But this is some sage. This is one of the hostas that I bought from the other side of the house, the east side of the house, and I just dug up some of the hosta and potted it in different pots. And so this one is still doing really well. I got it underneath this weeping willow tree, so it's been enjoying this spot. And here is one of my pink roses, the ones that I'm telling you I'm going to put over a trellis. I just never has done it because I did not put the trellis up, but they are enjoying this beautiful, these petunias that are underneath it, and they are beautiful. I have really enjoyed just seeing those. My daughter passed by yesterday, and it captured her eye, and she was like, these are so pretty. So we have been really enjoying these. And here's the other pink rose, but right now all the petals have been knocked off of it. I think I knocked part of them off in the video. And here's what the other dwarf orb is looking like. So it's not bad compared to where it was headed. It was headed for disaster, but now it is looking much better. Okay, this bed has a lot of eggplants in it still. It has peppers in it. It has some banana peppers that I can see that's needing to be harvested. At least I can see one big one underneath here right now that is ready for harvest. And it still has some of the little onions that I planted in there, and these are leeks that I planted, and also some red cabbage. And they are small, but I just have not taken them out yet. But we have enjoyed this bed also. We have gotten a lot of food from this bed. So we're gonna start cleaning this bed to add some more plants to it. And we're not just gonna take everything out before is ready to come out. But we're gonna add some plants to this area right here. This is where the cabbages were, and so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add some more plants to this real soon. And this is one of my tomato plants that's still holding on, and I said I was holding it until it had ripened its fruit. Well, the fruit is ripened and the plant is still here, so you may not see this one anymore after this. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I don't see a flower. Well, yeah, there is a flower on here, so we'll see. And these are my turmeric plants, and they have been looking very good, but today they're looking like they got a lot of brown and yellowing on the leaves, so I don't know. I'm going to move those though, because I am going to put them all in one container, because you know how it does in the cooler months, it goes dormant. So I want to go ahead and put it all, in a container together so I can keep up with it. And I've got some in other areas, so I just want to gather them all up and put them into one container. And it'll be a large container. And then I won't have to worry about taking it inside. I'll just let it go dormant out here in the garden, and then it'll come back in the spring. And we still have we still have some jackfruit trees that are trying to survive out here. So we're gonna see how long they survive, and I'm not gonna fuss over them. I'm just gonna, whenever they go, they go. Y'all, this is my latest garden bed that I put together and filled with soil, getting it ready to start my fall plantings. And these are my purple hull peas that we have really been enjoying. They have given us so much food. They have given others a lot of food. And we have really enjoyed these purple hull peas, and they're still going strong. So we will be continuing to harvest off of them. And here is our okra, and the okra has given us a lot of food also, and I've got a lot of it in the house right now that I harvested last night, and I need to I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bag it up today. So I've got a lot going on inside the house right now. I've got some tomatoes that are dehydrating on the dehydrator, so it is going to be a busy day here on the homestead today. I promised my daughter I was going to make her some granola, so she's going to help me though. So we're going to be really busy today. I made kombucha yesterday and jarred up my other kombucha that was fermenting. And y'all, my kombucha scobies are adding up in there. So anyone in my area needs a SCOBY, I have a SCOBY hotel. And this is my corn. And we have been harvesting off of the corn, and it is still growing, but it's not filling out the way that I would like. It's really, kind of, spotty on the ear. So we will not be giving up on growing a good, successful crop of corn. Oh, that one feels pretty good. That one feels real good. Okay, okay. I may be speaking too soon, but it just, I know that it could be better. So I'm thankful for what we've been getting, and it is some delicious corn. It is your peaches and cream corn, and it has been very delicious. So I'm thankful for what we have been getting off of this corn. And this is my sweet potato bed, and I have been checking, and the sweet potatoes are looking really good underneath here, and it is beginning to look like it is dying back some. So you don't harvest your sweet potatoes until they completely die back. These leaves are edible too, but I don't think that I'm going to be eating a whole lot of sweet potato leaves, but I may eat some. But I can see that some of my potatoes are coming up over the soil level, and I want them to all stay underneath the soil. But so I'm not going to dig up any right now, but I see a few that are peeping up through the soil. So that's meaning to me that this bed is getting pretty full. But you want to leave your sweet potatoes in. If you want sweet tasting potatoes that are delicious and not real fibrous, meaning really stringy, you need to leave your sweet potatoes in until your plants die back. And then when you take them out, you need to let them cure for a while. So that just enhances the sweetness of the sweet potato. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until they die back completely, which I think I'll probably be harvesting these next month. And I'll go ahead and it'll take, I think, all this month. And you know, unless it gets some rain, because I've been watering it, and if these leaves green back up, but at the rate that it's going, they may go ahead and die back, and we'll be harvesting them 1st of September. Just wanted to give you all another view of all those purple hull peas that are over there waiting for me to come out here and harvest them. So I'll probably be getting in there today and harvesting them. Okay, I have an early girl tomato and some broccoli planted in this wheelbarrow. And this bed contains some banana peppers, a triple crop tomato, some jalapeno peppers, some shishito peppers, and some rosemary back there. And I think this is a bell pepper and a chili pepper, all in this bed. And there is another tomato back here. And this one is a Roma. You can see it back there. So it has a lot of dying out leaves on it. Okay, so right here is one of my blueberry bushes. And here is the other blueberry bush. Those are some potatoes in those 5-gallon buckets. And right here I have in this bed a shishito plant that all the peppers are turning red on. So we'll be eating some of those. And this is a jalapeno pepper plant. Then we have some tomatoes in here. We have a beefsteak tomato, a early girl, and a Paul Robeson tomato in this bed. We have a tomato back there that's about to be ready for harvest. And there's also a cherry tomato back there. But this is the plant that the bugs, the leaf-footed bugs, wanted to make into a host plant. But as you can see, this plant is clean. There are no leaf-footed bugs on this plant. And I sprayed them with some sudsy water with some BT. And I just added Dawn dishwashing liquid to it. And I mean, I added a lot, and the water was really sudsy, but it cleaned this plant up, and it got rid of those leaf-footed bugs. It cleaned up all the plants. Okay, so right here I have a couple of the brown cherry plants. Here is another blueberry plant that is growing in a pot with a gladiola, and that was an accident. I did not know that this gladiola was in this pot, so I will be removing probably the gladiola. And this is one of my peach trees, and you know, this year we did not get any fruit, but we are still hopeful that these trees are going to do well, because they have been looking good the entire season. But these were some trees that I recently purchased. The trees that I had from previous years died. So the one that I got a lot of peaches off of last year, it died. So the frost killed it. So these are two matching arbs that I have. Got one right here, and the other one is right here on the opposite side of the gate. Here is another one of my peach trees. Here's my gala apple tree that's being invaded by this tomato plant. Okay, y'all, and the loofah is still holding on, but I'm gonna have to move this loofah because this loofah is beginning to get into everything. So I mean, see how it's climbing up and getting into this tree? It is beginning to just kind of try to take over things. So I'm gonna have to try to get it in control. This is my Carlos muscadine tree, bush, vine. And it's holding on to the muscadines that it has back in there. There are some more. Y'all, this blackberry is looking kind of brown right now. It has a lot of brown and yellow leaves on it, but it is still continuing to go over this trellis. I'm wondering if I forgot to put the water to these vines yesterday because they are looking kind of dried out. I planted some zinnias in this container trying to get it ready to replace this sunflower, but this sunflower says it's not going anywhere yet, so it's still hanging on. Got some little pollinators in there. This is another one of the butterfly bushes. And I gave them a hard prune recently. This is the purple one. And this is one of my pink roses, and I don't know the name of this one, but it is very beautiful. And this is my lavender plant. And this is my little herb garden bed, and it's going to be getting a makeover soon because I'm going to be adding some more plants to it. But I did a hard cut on this basil and sage recently, and also on this purple basil. I dehydrated a lot of it. I also took some of this marshmallow plant, and there is rosemary and some oregano. Oh no, this is thyme. Now that's some thyme. I don't think there is any oregano in this bed. I'll see it. And here is another thyme. That's thyme right there also. That's the lemon thyme. Smells so good, both of them. And y'all, this is my improved Meyer lemon tree. And it's still holding on to its lemon. These lemons were on this tree when I purchased it. That's why I could not resist it, because it had lemons on it, and I'm not used to having a tree with lemons on it. I've always gotten a lot of flowers, but never gotten lemons, y'all. So I am anxious to get some lemons. I want some lemons that I can use, because I love lemons. I use lemons in a lot of my food. I use lemon to add flavor to foods that would usually call for salt, and I don't use the salt, so I use lemon juice. So I am excited about these, and every time one falls off, it hurts my feelings. But this one is so tiny, but it was yellow, and that's when they always fall off, because they get yellow and then they fall off. They swivel up and fall off. So y'all will be holding on for this one. And this is some verbena that I gave a hard cut recently because it was really getting wild, and so it is beginning to come back, and I love it because it has a different color. I mean, it has a variety in it. Purple and pink and red. I love that. And white. I don't see any of the white right now, but it has white in it also. This is one of the little hosta plants that I had bought up here and put into pots, but it was getting really brown, so I went ahead and cut it back, but it's beginning to put on some new growth. Another one of my pink rose bushes, and it needs to be dead-headed, but it does have some new blooms. About to open up. Okay, this is one of my carrot beds, and it is beginning to germinate. I replanted these carrots, so I'll probably end up with a whole lot of carrots coming in here, but for right now, they're just beginning to germinate. The other carrot bed does not have any germination yet. And y'all, something has been digging in my peanuts, because as you can see down there, it's got some peanuts out of the soil. But the peanuts are looking good. They've got flowers on them and they have filled this bed. So I am excited about digging up these peanuts in a month or so. This is my purple lilac bush. This got to be one of my favorite bushes during the spring month because it was so beautiful, so purple, and I love purple. And I regretted that I did not purchase more than one because I bought this at Walmart's spring flower sale when the weather was getting cold again. And I mean, they had them very cheap, so I should have gotten more, but I could not really get them in my vehicle. That's why I didn't get more, because my vehicle's not that large. I need a truck. But I went ahead and got this one, and y'all, it was so beautiful. And this bed is one of the kitty beds, and it has tomatoes planted in it. And we have gotten so many cherry tomatoes from this plant, and it has some on there right now that are red and looking really good. And I think that this is a soybean. I think this is edamame that I planted, I think. Let's see if I can crack one open and see. Yeah, I tossed some edamame in this bed. So delicious. Wow. Okay, I was supposed to be... I pulled this one off that I ate. I will be coming back and harvesting those. That's all I got, I think. I planted some more. I think I planted some in this bed with the peanuts also, so hopefully I'll get some more of those, and I will plant those again. I planted some last year and they didn't do very much, but this is the only one I got to eat, and it was delicious. So I came to check to see if I had any more edamame in this bed with these peanuts, and I do. So I have a few more plants that I'll be able to harvest. And these are the two kitty beds that I planted the green beans in, and there are two different varieties of green beans. And as I told you all, I ended up coming back and planting the rest of the ones that I had left on top of the soil down into the soil. So we'll be waiting for those to emerge. If not, I'll put some more beans in there because we still got time for the beans to grow. And this other bed is doing much better. It is looking like it's about to give me some beans real soon. Okay, so this is my Alberta peach. Did not get any fruit off of it. And this one is a apple. It's a Granny Smith apple that is crossing over to this tree. Did not get any fruit from it either. Okay, so these are my two grapevines. Got them right here together. This is a Belle of the, what is it? Belle of Georgia peach. And this is a July Prince peach tree. And I recently removed all the blooms off of my hydrangea. And in the background, that is a foxglove that is growing behind the hydrangea. This is another verbena that I pruned back recently, and it's coming back. One of the hostas that I started in this tiny pot. This is my purple verbena that I pruned back really hard recently, and it's coming back. More foxglove in a pot that I started from seed. And here's the other turmeric that I will be adding to my turmeric pot when I put them all together. And this was a little cherry tree that I started, and I don't know if it's gonna do anything, but it was looking good just a few days ago, but now it's beginning to look pretty sick. And this is my globe artichoke plant, y'all. It has been looking really bad lately, but as you know, globe artichoke is a perennial, so I'm just gonna keep working with it until I get it to doing what I want it to do. Here is a tomato plant in a 5-gallon bucket. Here is supposed to be the largest tomato in the world. it did not do very well. One thing could be because I had the roots coming out of the ground. Maybe it needed to plant it deeper. And I have a potato in this 5-gallon bucket. There is a tomato plant that is still holding on. I said I was gonna let it ripen this tomato. I can go ahead and take this tomato off, but the plant still looks okay. So I'm not gonna be in a big rush because I got a lot of other things that I can do, you know, before I decide to do that. And y'all, my squash plant, I thought it was getting pollinated, but I still do not have any squash on this plant. And the ones I had did not make it. I pulled them off yesterday. So I do not see any pest on this plant. So I'm thinking it's just a pollination problem. I may come out excuse me, and try to hand pollinate this plant. Not sure about that yet, but I may do it. I have so much to do I don't know about. But I do want some squash, and the plant's looking well, so I probably will come out and hand pollinate it. But that's what's going on right there. I have some shishito peppers right beside it that are doing well. These are the pinto beans that I planted out here in this bed. I planted these from some store pinto beans. They were doing well, but now looking like the heat is beginning to get to them. We're not gonna give up on those either because I want those pinto beans. I will come out and plant some more if I have to. And some jalapeno peppers right there. This bed still has a lot of cherry tomatoes in it. Has a cucumber plant that's beginning to climb everywhere. So I'm gonna let it climb everywhere. As long as it puts off me some cucumbers, I just move everything else back so it can go ahead and do what it's gonna do. Some more tomato plants right here. And we have my fuyu persimmon that is right here. And I came out and removed some of those leaves from the graft union that were looking really bad. And I think this is one that, oh, this is my moringa. This is moringa right here. This one, they've gotten all entwined together, so I need to get them out because I do not want this fuyu persimmon to lose its 2 pieces of fruit before they have a chance to ripen and I have a chance to eat them. So I'm going to come out here, and what I'm going to do, I have a pot that I have got to put this in because it's still in the pot that I purchased it in, and you can see the roots coming all up. So I'm going to go ahead and hopefully get to that today. Then I have my my blackberry back here, and that's who this cucumber is climbing all into, and into a, no, it's not in the blackberry, it's into a jalapeno pepper. So I can move it, or just collect the fruit off of it because it do have some fruits that are ready to harvest. And y'all, don't laugh, but this looks bad. This is my rose that's around here on the west side of the house. And this is my temperature gauge that's around here. And it was on the wall, but it got so hot one day that it kind of melted off the wall. And it gets hot on this side of the house in the afternoon. And these plants, these roses look bad. But this rose is the rose that I took off of another rose. And I think that this rose has taken. It is not easy to pull up. So I think that it's taking root already. So we're going to see. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to leave these dead leaves on there. And we'll come back and check on it later. This is the other rose that is on the west side of the house. And you all remember I treated it and I pruned it. And I don't know if it looks any better or not. So we're going to check back on it later also. Y'all, this is the Bradford pear that I had someone tried to remove 2 years ago. And as you can see, the Bradford pear is not gone. It was cut down to this stump, and the stump was painted with some black paint, but that did not help. Because as you can see, this tree is growing back strong. And I loved this Bradford pear when it was healthy, but it had gotten to the point where it was horrible. And so I was trying to get it removed, and I don't know if I'm gonna end up leaving it or what I'm gonna do to it, but right now it's looking okay right there. But I did try and plant some zinnias around it because it has, I just don't know what to do with this area. So I planted some zinnias around it, and they have started to grow. And there are zinnias and marigolds in this area. But I just wanted to go ahead and document this because this is what I consider part of the, area that I want to improve in the upcoming years. And I want to have documentation of what it was looking like. And it's just an area that I am not sure about what to do with it. I like the look of these zinnias, and I think these are some marigolds, some kind of marigolds. It might be all zinnias. I think they're all zinnias. But I like the look of those flowers growing around, so maybe that's what I'll do, is to keep those plants growing. And at this point, I don't see how I'm going to be doing too much pruning, but we'll see in the winter. I might just cut these leaves back, these branches back really hard, and maybe try to get it to obtain a certain shape throughout the year, and then keep a lot of flowers planted around it and try to keep it weeded better. Okay, this is one of my hostas that I moved and put in this area, and I need to cut it back. And look who's up there staring at me up in the corner. Some yellow jackets. They're like, yeah, you come over here and cut something back if you want them. But I'll come back and take care of them later. But I do need to go ahead and do something to this. I got to keep my eye on these yellow jackets. Okay, I'm just going to move. And here's one of my roses I have growing on the north side of the house. I like the look of these marigolds growing right here. I think they're marigolds. The foliage looks like marigold foliage. But I threw a lot of different seeds over in here. So this is another one of my problem areas. The crepe myrtle trees are looking very beautiful always at this time of the year, but right now they are covered in bees. So those are some good pollinators for the garden. The crepe myrtles are something that's good to have to attract your pollinators. And this hosta is the one that I started removing all of the roots from to make other plants. And I just noticed a few days ago that this plant did not have the drip irrigation connected to it. So I came in and ran a line to the plant so that the plant could be watered every day. So I'm sure this plant's going to start to looking better. Okay, so now we are in the east garden, and I just heard a noise and I had to stop. I was trying to see what there was. That was the irrigation flow because I just turned it on. But in this 5-gallon bucket, I have a tomato plant, have some purple cabbage and some sage. Right here, we have some oregano. The next one, we have a tomato plant that has some tomatoes on it. Right here, we have some purple cabbage and some marigolds. In this pot, we have some squash. This pot has some, I think this is broccoli. This 5-gallon container has parsley. Okay, this swimming pool, kiddie pool, has our first and only look like cushaw squash that is beginning to grow. It has some marigolds in here and some patty pan squash that we've been harvesting off of. And this is my Fuji apple tree. Got some zucchini squash right here, some squash right here, a tomato plant right here, 2 tomato plants. Have some tomato plants right here. Right here I have some squash plants that did not do very good this year. Right here I have a row of 5-gallon buckets that are still producing tomatoes. Here is a tomato plant, and here is a squash plant right here, and these are most recently planted. This bed contains a cucumber plant that I have just gotten a few cucumbers off of. There are also some marigolds in this bed. And right here are my chives, which I've been harvesting off of. I have some inside the house that are waiting for the tomatoes to come off of the dehydrator so that they can go on. So I think I need to get another dehydrator so I can keep dehydrators running at all times in the growing months. Right here is my salvia plant that I started from seed, and it's doing very lovely. It's only got one bloom on it, but I can see where other blooms are forming. Okay, so here are the watermelons that I have planted in my kiddie pools, and they are growing pretty good. Got some back here that are getting pretty large. Got some cantaloupes and honeydew melons. Some more watermelons over here. Some pumpkins that are growing back there. This is the first time I think I've seen this pumpkin. Wow, I see something big back here. Look back here and see what that is. It's hiding back there. Heard something move in the weeds too. Okay, there's something. I think that's a big, you know, I can see that. I think that's a big honeydew melon right there. Got some more squashes over here. These plants are beginning to really die back a lot. I don't know if the heat is getting to them. And here's one of my bigger watermelons. This is a Charleston Gray. I'm keeping an eye on it because it is looking good. I'm excited about that one. There's another nice looking melon down there. It looks really good also. Excited about that one. And the ones that I planted on the piles of cow manure are, this is the only one I can find right now because the other ones are covered in weeds, but we're still not going to give up on them. Hopefully we can get in here and cut some of these weeds and we'll be able to find the rest of our watermelon plants, but that is the only watermelon plant that I can see for right now. So I hope that you all have enjoyed this garden tour video. I hope that you will give the video a thumbs up. Hope that you will subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed. And go ahead and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And as always, thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video.